Hello, and welcome back to Encounter Proposal. This episode is a Hypocrites episode, where we get really judgmental about complete strangers' ability to play board game good. I'm, as always, the critical failure Will, joined by my good friend and game master.
Hello, I am Kyle.
Hello, Carl. You right today?
Yeah, doing pretty good.
You
How
good?
how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Being that we've just canned an ep.
No, we didn't. No, what? You're breaking the immersion again.
The immersion. The immersion.
It was.
Well, no, there's no reference to me breaking the immersion because that was in the ep we've canned.
Oh my god, we are killing continuity here.
We can't reference any bits from the last hour.
If it makes you feel any better, they've all fallen right out of my head.
Yay.
Uh, in case you
Good
feel
that
like
the memories are bad.
in case you feel like you've missed anything, there were some horrible
You haven't.
stories of horrible people being either really boring or killing animals. It was horrific.
Just murdering a creature.
For no reason whatsoever, other than their fake character that they made up in their head was dead by the
No,
proclamation of
like,
another
oh boy,
stranger.
I'm gonna take this out on a lizard.
Yeah, so horrible. So we just canned the whole thing because we
Horrible.
felt awful.
We can the whole thing.
So we've taken 5, and I have found something nicer.
Yeah.
So
So as you may know, Hypocrites is unlike our normal episodes in that we aren't talking about our still unnamed board game.
we're getting there.
Uh, we're getting that. We're instead discussing other people's ability to play board games with the sort of sass that we normally reserve for other people our own age in our lives,
Exactly. We're blowing off steam, is what this is.
which is good. It's normally good.
Yeah, it's nice. It's just a more relaxed, more free flowing one. So I've gathered.
What you would have also missed,
Oh yeah.
just want to say before we start, is that Carl did not watch the movie that he said he was
Oh
going to
yeah,
watch,
I
and he
missed
does
it.
owe me. And instead, he's going to watch it by
I'm gonna watch it by
Christmas.
Christmas, which if our calculations are correct, this is coming out well after Christmas.
After Christmas.
So
Yeah.
by Christmas, I will have watched Better Watch Out, which is a Christmas movie I've been
Yes.
recommended. I've watched a couple Christmas movies. I've watched Die Hard. Controversial take. What do you think? Die Hard? Yeah?
I like Die Hard.
Christmas movie?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Excellent. Okay. Good. I was worried for a second that you were one of those. A Muppets Christmas
No.
Carol? Excellent. We've already talked enough about the Muppets Christmas Carol this Christmas.
Also, it's also a Christmas movie.
Also, absolutely a Christmas movie.
That one's less controversial, but still a take.
I've luckily avoided Elf this year so far.
Oh, thank God.
That's my what's the Wham thing that people do? They're like
That grubby fucking alien.
creature. No, you know the Wham thing that people do on like a radio station where you have to like avoid the Christmas song. Have you not heard of this?
Yeah?
You know what I'm
No, I've not heard of this.
Okay,
It's
so
radio.
my dad does it like every year. It's like a thing where basically you have to try and avoid hearing a specific Christmas song for the whole year. And I know that the
Oh, that's so hard.
yeah. But it's like it's fun though. It's very fun. So like obviously you like listen to the radio and stuff, but if you hear it like anywhere, like in the house, in like because obviously they'll play them in like shopping centers and stuff, or like in Asda or something, they'll just like play it out loud.
Oh, man. Where I work, they've been playing parodies of normal songs as Christmas
No
songs.
way.
It's the worst.
Worst one you've
Christmas
had.
Paradise? Yeah.
Christmas Paradise.
Christmas Paradise is up there.
Who's that by?
I don't know who sings their version of it, but it's not good.
Oh, that's tough.
That might be the worst one.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I think that is the worst one. It sucks though, because it's worse than if they just play Christmas music, which I already don't like.
You don't like Christmas music?
No, I don't like Christmas music. I like Christmas. It's over now, so I can say that. Name one Christmas song that would be good outside of Christmas.
Slade. You hanging up your stockings on the wall? It's a good one.
That would not be good outside of
Tyler the
Christmas.
Creator's Grinch song's pretty good.
That does slap.
Run DMC's Christmas one?
Mm,
No, you don't like Christmas?
maybe. No, not really.
Feliz Navidad. That's a great song.
It is a bop.
I couldn't get over how much I enjoyed that because I was, yeah. Right, this is after Christmas. Too late for this now. What are we doing?
My town has a specific Feliz Navidad parody that went
Oh
around for
God.
years. I'm from a certain part of the UK, and the song Release Novichok was pretty good for a bit.
Oh, no.
That was a big banger at my school.
It's not oh fuck. Oh.
That's a classic.
Oh fuck. Red, there's no way.
It's a very regional joke there.
Oh fuck. Yeah. That was good. That was good. Is that an actual thing?
Yeah, we used to sing it at school.
It's
Obviously not meant to, but we sing it when we walked around.
That's like a thing that like kids aren't supposed to sing. That's even more funny considering people
Yeah.
died, right?
Yeah. Not the people that they were trying to kill. That guy on the plane did, but
I can't imagine because that was like recent too. I can't imagine that happening,
Really?
and then a bunch of little shitheads in their little like blue uniforms and their little white polos just release Novichok,
it's like the Oompa Loompas coming out.
release Novichok. Oh, that's so good. That's so. Oh,
Well, then, that's your Christmas gift, is you can sing that too.
that's so. I'm singing that. That's so funny.
I hope they still sing that at schools.
I hope so. You
Because
go
that
tell
was
them.
when I was younger.
You know when they're like, "Oh my god, all the kids are forgetting about Christmas. Santa can't fly his little sleigh." Yeah, you have to do that. You have to go around and remind the kids what Christmas is really
it's,
about.
the answer is this song.
Really? It's not. Oh fuck. Oh,
Anyway, you were trying to get to a point.
I've completely lost it. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I don't remember, but it's past Christmas now, so we don't talk about it anymore. Oh, I'm excited for New
We
Year.
don't talk about Christmas. Oh, we
No.
love New Year.
We love New Year.
When there's another year. Nothing I love more than there being another year, he
3
says.
changed to 4.
Severely depressed.
Oh, what I was going to say is that if I don't watch that movie, both you and Sophie, our other player, will get a natural 20 to use in our sessions.
Yes, and I said that I was going to use mine as a romance roll. So
And I cry.
high stakes.
Oh. Right, we got 3 stories today, and 0 lizards will be harmed in these stories. I promise.
Yay. We didn't think that was going to have to be a thing we worried about.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, horrible.
Am I the asshole for recreating Godzilla but reverse? Yes. You're a monster.
Don't make me laugh. That poor little baby teeth. Right.
It's a tragedy. They should write a Christmas song.
The first one, as I've already kind of talked to you about it, the first one is called I Had One of My Characters Have a Heart Attack for the Plot.
Yeah, I remember you saying those words.
This was about 7 years ago, before I changed my name. I like to imagine I got better, but thinking about it tonight, I
How
can't...
bad was this that they went into fucking witness protection?
Oh my god, they were playing D&D with the president.
Yeah.
I was in a local West March here in the US. Okay, so this is a thing I found out recently. West March, I believe, I could be fully wrong and I'm not going to Google it. West March is a Song of Ice and Fire role-playing game, right? West March is
Okay.
So yeah, West March is, for people who don't know what a Song of Ice and Fire is, you're supposed to be into fantasy. Come on. It's Game of Thrones. So yeah, they were in a local West March here in the US, and had been playing for about a year. Family life and mental health wasn't the best, unfortunately, though, so my character matched my mood. an old, bitter fighter, well past his prime. He was a cool character, to me at least. Oh, that's kind of sweet.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Over the course of the campaign, I upped the tragedy. A daughter that he failed, a squire, his best friend dying and being resurrected into a pact that pushed the two to separate sides of the world. Very edgelord stuff. No, they sound fun to me. People
Yeah.
people mix up like dramatic with edgy. I think
Yeah.
sometimes,
And
I think
just dark.
sometimes you just need a dramatic character in a game.
You can be dark and not edgy as
Yeah.
well. You're allowed. That's a thing that exists.
Yes, I think that you can absolutely still write, but it is closer to edgy. But yeah, I completely agree. I decided then the stress was too much for this old man. So when a new region was introduced, I planned a mechanic with the DM. A natural one gives my guy a heart attack. It happened late in the session. It was kind of stupid. I was pretty embarrassed. Thought I knew the other players. It wasn't the moment I was hoping for, just undue tragedy that probably made people really uncomfortable. I eventually left when I became homeless for a time, but not before burning bridges when I killed the squire because he broke the pact. Nonsense. I'm still really embarrassed about the character. He is still one of my favourites, but thinking back on it, yikes. They're they're in a lot better headspace now, and they're playing an old man again, typecast in theatre as the old white guy. So no hate, but my 120-year-old halfling is a very upbeat and positive player. I might have to tell the story of the time he washed another PC's dirty feet. Please don't. That was interesting.
That was harrowing, but also like, I don't think they did anything wrong.
No, yeah. As far as horror stories go, I think they could have done worse. I think stuff like that
Isn't
is
Ice and
fun.
Fire already a universe in which like tragedy's common?
Um, I'm gonna go back on my promise again. I don't want to, because we're gonna have one person who's played like 8 years of West March just absolutely be, this is ridiculous. How do you not know what West March is? I'm
It's
so
actually
sorry.
a flower shop simulator.
Oh, okay, I'm way off. West March is a game similar to a mega dungeon campaign structure in that players' characters begin in a session in a place of safety and venture into dangerous lands of their own volition in order to seek adventure and treasure or other rewards.
That's fun.
Yeah, so it's people seeking adventure, not the world is ending. I wonder if there's a
But
name
like,
for the style of game that we write.
oh, good point. Mine's like, you get
Considering,
trapped.
but like,
You done been trapped. Well, mine's just like superhero inspired, so it's whatever that genre was before it was called superheroes. You know?
vigilante, something.
Well, just like action heroes, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, that's kind of interesting. I don't think that's that bad. I think as the first one, I wanted it to be a little light, and
Yeah,
I,
I
I,
think let yourself off the hook if that was you to sort of like it was fine.
yeah,
It's alright.
I'll use this one as a. Sometimes you might put way too much emphasis on a session that has maybe gone a little bit wrong. Don't stress it. Everyone does it. It's kind of like when you embarrass yourself in real life. People are way more focused on their characters than they ever will be on
Yeah,
yours.
yeah.
Politely.
Try and remember another time. Try and remember a time where someone else embarrassed themselves. It's really hard to do.
It's very difficult. And if you.
It's because you don't remember.
Yeah. Yeah, you just don't. And if you can, it's probably, not super common. Stop
It's not
contradicting
super
things.
common. The one I can remember is a kid pissed himself and then he left the school. And the only reason I remember that is because he left the school. He didn't do anything else in in my lifetime for
He
me to
never
know
came
him
back.
anywhere else.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. The only time that I've ever properly remembered a character doing something really embarrassing is when the player has constantly brought it up. You know?
Yeah,
Like, if they're like,
yeah,
oh, that
yeah,
was so embarrassing. We know, we're all going to move past it because we all want to play this game. But
yeah.
yeah, lay yourself off sometimes. It's, shit happens. And realistically, it doesn't matter at
Shit
all.
happens is a good way of phrasing that.
Thank you. Feels, I don't know, yeah. I'm glad they're
Yeah.
better now and not homeless. And playing
What's
nice.
the next one?
The next one is called The DM Who Hated Paladins. I thought you'd enjoy this one. But also,
Oh
there was
man,
a line
I
in it
love
that says,
paladins.
there was a line in it that sounds really fun. Sorry, you were going to say?
I love paladins.
I know you do. It's your favorite class?
Favorite class? Yeah, 100%.
Oh my god, we've never done that before. Mine's Druid.
What's yours?
Just,
Yeah.
I love
Of
Druid.
course, it's Druid.
And I never get to play them because I'll talk myself out of playing them all the time. And I don't know why I do that, but I do. So yeah, the DM Who Hated Paladins. Just a little contextualization. This was one of the first campaigns I had played in, and because of that, I didn't argue with my DM, whom I will call R. Just the letter R. Brilliant. I wonder if his name's Rob. And wanted
Sick
to
man. You
write...
could have just called him the DM.
Yeah.
You
Thanks
didn't
for
need a pseudonym.
overcomplicating it. R wanted to write other story. Oh no, they want to write other stories about R in the future. So my friend R started a campaign based on Diablo. That sounds so good.
Fucking sick.
That's a
What a good idea.
strong place to start. So we joined and created our characters. I created one Dragonborn. I don't want to be that guy. I like D&D. I like Diablo. Very famously, only really has humans.
Yeah, it's just guys.
Yeah, but fair enough. You know, if that's how you want to play, that's how you want to play. And my two friends play a bard and a fighter. He didn't say that I couldn't make a paladin, so we started our journey. See, paladin isn't where I would have picked up an issue there. Everything was pretty
But
normal.
paladin is also a Diablo class.
Yeah. Oh my god, it is. I think they call it something slightly different, but it's the guy with the horse, right? In Diablo 4.
Literally
3.
called paladin. It's what I played
Oh.
in 3.
That's the one I'm thinking of 3, yeah. Everything was pretty normal until level 3. My friends chose their subclasses, and when I would pick mine, R said, in my scenario, paladins have to make their oath in front of a religious authority, such as a priest, to take the subclass. That annoyed me a bit, but
Yeah.
I kept playing the game. How much time would... I kept playing the game, how much time would take us to encounter a priest after all?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, the whole party
Kept playing thinking that it was going to happen soon.
Yeah, the whole party was level 5, and I was playing a paladin with no subclass because of the DM. We were in a dungeon fighting a boss to save the priest, and the party died with me being the only survivor. I saved the priest just to have him tell me, I don't do oaths, you have to find another priest in another city.
I don't do oaths.
I don't do oaths.
I'm sorry, we don't do those here.
You don't know how much I wanted to strangle my DM as the NPC said that. My friends made other characters.
I'm fresh out. I'm fresh out of oaths. I just saw the last one.
Oh, genuinely though, how I'm all out. Sorry, we just gave the last one to that guy.
The guy like floating away with a golden sword.
He chose Balloon Paladin.
He's lucky for some, innit? Helium Paladin he is.
Helium Paladin. Iconic as he was.
He will be missed.
Oh, just one piece of...
I don't understand. Well,
Huh?
what I'm going to say is I've played a character that multi-classed into a class that needed story things to happen for him to become that class. So I waited a bit before I could use any of the abilities I'd gained. That's fine. You agree that with the DM beforehand.
Yeah.
Just talk to your DMs more, basically.
I am always so worried when we do these that the answer is just going to be, just talk to the DM.
Hey, if that's the answer every time, that's fine. That's a good real life skill.
That does stop us from doing more of these.
Today we've learned talk it through with the DM, and if you feel embarrassed about something, it probably isn't that big a deal to the people that you worry about it. So cut their worry out, and it'll be easier to tackle yours. That's what we've learned.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were saying?
I don't think there's too much more for it. Oh, they died in the. So the player died in the cave to a golem as they were on their own. And then had to make a new character as well, and they quit the campaign.
Yeah, your
Yeah,
DM is bad at
awful.
balancing. Get out of there.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say they're bad at balancing. I think they're just a bad DM.
Yeah, I'm comfortable
That's
with
not
that.
fun. You're destroying fun, and that's why you're a bad
No.
DM.
Your player wanted to do something and you said no, but not for any reason that wasn't.
It's so easy to just ban races and classes. There's a big sort of thing against it for some reason. But if that's your game and everyone discusses it, and you say, "Oh, in this campaign, I'm sorry, you're not going to be able to play a druid because it's an urban campaign," and like for example, Ravnica is an entire city. The whole planet is one big city. I don't think there's jungles in Ravnica, but if there aren't jungles, I don't think you should be able to play a druid. I don't think if there's no forests or anything, like if it's all urban,
Yeah,
I don't think that makes sense.
I think druids are likely to occur in that environment.
Yeah, I think there's a stars druid that you could maybe swing as like they're like I don't know the word for cosmologist,
Astronomist?
something like
Astronomer?
Yeah, astronomer. Yeah, because one of them's real and then there's another one that's like fake. Yeah.
Oh, controversial.
No, I know astrology. Oh yeah, is that controversial?
A little bit.
Oh,
The crystal girlies will be
astrology
after you, mate.
No,
Not in a good way.
I love Taylor Swift.
I love Taylor Swift. I'm actually a Virgo moon rising, so that'll explain everything.
Bless you.
I will say that Kaina Noon has race-specific classes and has like 6 races in it, and that's a D&D like expansion-y thing. And it just like, oh yeah, you can only play as these 4, and it doesn't suck because it's handled well because the world is rich and it makes sense.
I was gonna say you can do that easily. Like if there was, like if I was gonna make a Tiamat subclass for Paladin, I would make it so only Dragonborn can take that because you know she's imparting it on her children.
Or dragon lineage
stuff
sorcerers.
like that. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Similarly, you can start a game and be like, "Hey guys, you can only be Grunk." Like, you know.
Oh, I want to do that. At least
you could pitch it, but you could be like, "Hey guys, I want to do a game where we're all the same race."
That'd be fun, and it's human. Ah.
But in this one, I think the issue lies on the fact that there isn't enough communication between you and the DM.
Yes, 100%.
Because they're making decisions without you, and you're making decisions without them. Simple as.
And this is a game where we all need to communicate. This last one. Are you ready? Are you sitting comfortably?
I am. Hit me with it.
DM's racist Garfield tried to kill me in Fantasy Costco.
Yo!
I'm
so in.
This is a long one. I've skimmed it. So, get ready.
Is it a racist depiction of Garfield? Or is it Garfield being racist?
I don't know just yet. We're about to find out.
Love of the lasagna, wahoo. Like, what are we doing?
Oh no.
Like, because then I get it. Then I'm like, the DM sucks. He's bad.
We're about to find out. Oh, this was posted 21 hours ago.
Oh, we're right on the heels. The lasagna's still fresh.
The lasagna's just out the oven.
Wow.
This story happened a few years ago, so a few details are blurry, and I'm on mobile formatting, so it may be off. Sick. This story just has me and the DM, since the other players are unrelated to the story. So it happened with the DM joining a friend of mine's Discord server and asking if people were interested in playing in his D&D campaign. The plot was we were adventurers hired by a king to hunt down magical artifacts for him. He
Cool.
advertised us also going to a fantasy Costco and meeting a wizard Garfield. So obviously I thought this was going to be a light-hearted campaign. It was also a play-by-post. I joined the server it was on and got into a call with him to explain my character. They were a homebrew race that were evolutionary cousins to mimics and inspired by the changelings from Star Trek Deep Space Nine, but more amoeba-like.
It's pretty
I
fun.
want to take a pause. There's a
pretty
lot
fun.
going on there.
Yeah, there is a lot going on. What would you like to highlight specifically in the pause? Because I'm happy with a lot of it.
Play by post is where I believe you all don't play in call, you play in text.
Yes.
And then Fantasy Costco was like a Tumblr-y meme about role playing, going to Fantasy Costco in D&D. I guess I didn't need much explaining.
Yeah, that's just like a fun thing that lots of people did. This wasn't invented by this person.
Yes, yeah. I don't know what changelings are from Deep Space Nine.
Oh.
We're not that kind of loser.
Jesus, this is a me take.
Oh, I've never watched Star Trek. Sorry.
And it shows.
Thank you. I gave them a weakness to lightning damage since they were more water based and were usually eyed with suspicion and racism in their true form.
Okay.
He hears all this and accepts with a few compromises made, and I think we're all good. I make a ranger with folk hero background, and their goal was to show that his race should not be looked down upon. All of this is good, and the DM gives me the date for the first session. It starts with us in the main entrance of the king's castle, and we're greeted by the king, and I was first up. This is where the first red flag showed up. Almost anything I did out of line resulted in me getting shot and killed by like 50 of the king's guards, all had crossbows, with no AC check.
Oh, it's a magic missile. Magic missile crossbow. It hits.
Yeah?
It hits. The King's Guard are all Hawkeye.
They're all Hawkeye. They're all
Hawkeye from
so
Avengers.
good. If I made a joke at the king, I was dead. Tried to talk to a guard from the village my character saved to expand his lore, I was dead. Every time I was killed, the DM would say something along the lines of, don't do that, it doesn't fit my story, or quit trying to make your own lore in my story.
Ooh.
How do they keep dying?
Yeah, and coming back.
Is it... Are they just sort of like retconning every time they die, or is
Yeah.
it just like a cleric?
I think
who's
that must
used
be what it
every
is.
spell slot?
I think it must be like when you die in a video game. It's like you come back immediately, but you get to try that scenario again.
Surely. These are reasonable things I can agree with, but
Are
he
they?
didn't have to punish my character by making him a crossbow pincushion. No, they're not
They're not.
reasonable
They're not.
things at all. What? Like, you're allowed to make lore. You're allowed to expand
Make
on your
jokes.
character.
Yeah.
I think this is one for the DMs.
One for the...
Sometimes
Let's hear it for the boys. Yeah, sorry.
here for the boys.
boys.
Sometimes people don't care about your world. Sometimes they just want to play their characters in a sandbox that you have to be the sort of wagon for.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Read
Talk to the players.
the room on how much your lore is being enjoyed by people.
Exactly.
If you've got lore-loving players like we do,
It
amazing.
goes really well.
But if you don't, you probably shouldn't run your own world. And I know that
Well,
sucks,
I
but
think-
like, you run a book.
Yeah. I think this is a book. This is a book scenario because I know a lot of DMs that like hate writing lore for a world. Which why are you a DM? But I mean, you know, if that's your game.
You enjoy reading data sheets. That's cool.
Some people just like saying we are in town, and in town you can do whatever you like, and they enjoy just watching their friends say, "I robbed this place," and they pat them on the back and say, "Yes, you do."
Yeah, they like hosting.
Give them a little.
That's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Which I think is also fine. Yeah, but
Sick.
I don't know. This seems like a bit of a meeting of the minds where no one really seems to know what they want.
Yeah.
We haven't even met racist Garfield yet.
I can't believe we haven't met
Eventually,
racist Garfield yet. I'd forgotten that he was racist.
sorry, ignore what I said. Don't let me spoil the magic. Eventually,
Chris
we
Pratt.
restart, and my character is just dead, silent with
Okay.
no emotion, and
Okay.
standing in a corner. Huh?
They
All other
restart.
players. Yeah, what? How? I've
Take two.
never.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never done like a take two on a scene. I think ever.
You'd continue from where you left off, but with new people, or from a new perspective, like a different city.
Yeah. All the other players are introduced, and the king assigns us one of his personal guard to, one of his personal guard people to take us to the first place to get an artifact. We go, and the guard says we need to pick up supplies at what else? Fantasy Costco, of course. We're all excited, and we go in. Running the shop is Wizard Garfield, who apparates at the counter. Players start looking around, and I ask him if we had anything on the cheaper side, since I didn't have a lot of gold. Mind you, I was in the form of a male human this entire time. Garfield immediately got annoyed and said to just look around. I asked could he then point me in the direction of the cheaper stuff, and Garfield started getting hostile with my character. My character started walking away and said, "Thank you, friend," in his native tongue, as a way to stay polite. Garfield immediately hits my character with a lightning spell, like the DM was actively trying to kill me, saying, "Don't insult me." I was still alive, thankfully, and explained what I said and its translation. Garfield said, "Maybe think twice before saying something in a language I don't know."
Hey,
A few of the
speak
details
English. Right? Speak Garfield.
Yeah. If you're gonna come over here to Spain on my holiday, speaking.
Speak English. Speak
A few of
common.
the details are blurry after that, but I was fed up and left the server straight up. Another player had left because they hated the DM messaged me, and we created our own D&C server that I run campaigns and one-shots in it from time to time. So at least it's a silver lining to the story. Also, before anyone says why didn't you talk to the DM, well, I wanted to, but I was not great at confronting people back then, which is a regret I still have. Why do people join these games?
Very weird choice to be like lightning bot. Speak when spoken to.
I happen to like Garfield personally.
Yeah, I didn't realize he defended so many statues, but
I it's I think I know what the issue is. I think the DM is at fault here, obviously, but I don't know why. Because surely if you make silly Garfield in a wizard's hat in Fantasy Costco, you want them to be a fun character, right?
Yeah.
You want them to be a character like people like.
Yeah, or
So,
Devil's Advocate.
go on.
They think it's funny that Garfield's racist.
Maybe, but like, it's fantasy racism, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I
mean, fantasy is a space for allegory, so
yeah, like it's fantasy is seeped in it, you know. Like it started as a pretty horrible, you know, not euphemism. What's the right word?
a series of very dated metaphors.
Yes, thank you. This is why we work so well together.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's
my English A level, which I do
just
not
think
have.
that because like I've got like tieflings in my world, and they are born of demons, and as a place that like reveres gods, they're gonna dislike demons, and I think that that's fine, because sometimes your character being misunderstood and coming out on top anyway and proving everyone wrong is a really satisfying thing to play.
It's a thing that's real that happens.
Exactly.
It's how the worlds are, you know. It's unavoidable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But also, if you don't want to play that,
Don't play it.
don't play that. So I think the issue is that they were like, oh, this player's made a race that's like downtrodden. Everyone must hate them.
Yeah.
Whereas like you can have like I have a village that in one of my games that burn witches. Like they burn
Yes.
anybody who uses magic in D&D. So it's like it's in the Icewind Dale Rime of the Frost Maiden book, the one that does the witch trials. If anyone's read it, it's very fun to have those kind of places that are just like scared of magic. It's
Yeah.
very interesting. But
Because
I
a
think
fear of magic is very similar to how X-Men does in allergies and stuff. Like, it's good.
yeah. It's so strong. But I think you can have people in those towns that still like disagree with, like in real life. You can have like I feel like it's deeper sometimes when you have people in these horrible places that are still nice because you find those places in real life.
Yeah. Similarly, I have in my story a racist cult who are racist for no other reason than someone told them that those things were bad and that they were the reason that everything bad was happening, and they convinced them that because that's how it happens in real life, and that's also like okay, but that's a small part of my story because it's quite heavy.
When you put it like that, I can see what you've done.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
a bunch of people have been convinced that a group of people are at fault for their jobs being taken and have been pushed towards, um, in my story, tieflings as well, instead of the real problem, which is their like higher ups.
Hmm.
Because that's how the world is. But also, I've made it very small because it's actually incredibly heavy. As this player
Yeah.
has discovered, it's quite harsh to be on the
It's
firing line.
it's I know it's fun for us when we play these games to have those like heavy sort of rough moments where you sort of see that people are, I don't know, it's interesting and it creates a rich story to watch the game imitate life.
But we have session zeros, X cards, um, content warnings, we have discussions, we have good communication. We know kind of
Exactly.
each other's triggers, all of that stuff going in. And even if we know the other person's trigger and we want, like, we're intending on hitting it, you can warn that person to be like, hey, is it okay if I know this upsets you? Is that an upset that's a never or an upset that this upsets you? Like with you and animals in danger. I'm
Yes.
like, I'll
Yeah.
put
Yeah. Yeah.
animals in danger in my
Exactly.
campaign to drive Kyle because I know it upsets him. I'm not gonna have it like be like too described.
Yeah. Exactly. Because it's no, it works really well because you understand it and you know how to respectfully put it in a game and have it still be fun because you do kind of get that like hot hatred for someone in the game
Yeah,
because you're in character.
and we're not the
I don't know.
authority to talk about that in terms of whether you want to write about racism in your stories, but I'm sure there are many, POC writers out there who write about it in ways that are really gratifying within a tabletop narrative. It's one of like the places you can explore that kind of thing.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
You can explore
It's
what it's like to be an oppressed group or to to liberate a minority. Like that's one of the wonderful things
mm,
about any kind of acting, like group acting and storytelling.
yeah. Yeah, it's that you can sort of take control of it and you can, sort of show your own narrative through these games. And it's
Yeah,
nice.
but it can be a racist fictional
Very.
cat.
Yeah, sometimes you can just choose that Garfield is racist.
Yeah,
And I
sometimes the gun is just a gun. Like,
yeah. I don't think that racist Garfield is I mean, please don't take this out of context. I don't think this is awful. I think this is a bad online player with a person who's not fully understood what they've given a DM or a DM who is too heavy handed.
Yeah.
and wants they're trying to. I think it's come from a good place. I think they want to please a player, and they're like,
Okay.
oh, they
You're
want their
giving
character
them
to be downtrodden.
benefit of the doubt on this one.
Yeah, because it was like when we played Strahd, we had a tiefling, and they had kind of said to me like, oh, I'm not super interested in having everybody hate them. So while Strahd is very xenophobic, they would just sort of get odd looks every now and again, and not much
Yeah.
else, because it's not really that fun to be stuck in a place the whole time and have every social encounter be, oh, what are you doing here? You stay outside,
Yeah. It's not as
you know?
nice.
Because,
Yeah.
yeah, because you're just being excluded from the game at that point, which is no longer fun.
And like you're kind of playing in a world where people are used to weird things happening, you know?
Yeah.
So it's not that unusual to actually be a character with horns and stuff. Like that's actually fine.
Yeah, exactly. Strahd's an odd case.
Yeah. Yeah. There's other stories where you can
Do you
run
have any?
around as a little lizard man and no one's gonna be like, why is there a little lizard man? You know? It's all good.
Exactly. Do you have any horror stories? Anything you want to impart?
Being that you're the person that DMs my games.
Yeah, go on. Say it.
Oh, what you do wrong? No, not really. I don't genuinely.
That's fair.
But again, that's because the first games I played had good, um, what's the word? Communication. That's all it
He's
is.
looking for the script I've given him.
And Kyle is cool and handsome.
Handsome, yes, yes. Underlined.
Oh yeah, nice, better than mine. It's a weird one.
Oh, it's not. That's getting bleep. Oh.
You're bleeping the word. It's-
No. Oh,
I think this has been fun. This has been a good one.
this has been very fun. Little heavy, but I think still
Less heavy
kind of.
than lizard murder.
Yeah, yeah. I think I don't know if it's a horror story, but it's reminded me of the first like role playing game I ever played, like D&D role playing game,
Okay.
was called Anima, which now that I look back sounds like Anima, which is not a
It does.
great name for a system.
Oh my god, it does. Wow.
So it's, I don't know if Anima was a 5e fixture or what, but like, let me have a look.
Because you started playing
But
D&D
yeah,
because you wanted to play Star Wars, but no one would play Star Wars with you.
yeah. So they were in my college. There were four of us that wanted to play the Fantasy Flight Star Wars role playing game, which we've talked about before. I'm so glad we didn't start there. I don't think I ever would have picked up dice again. So yeah, we wanted to play that. We wrote our characters out, and then the DM decided that as COVID hit, instead we would play Dungeons and Dragons. And we had our first game ran. I was it like 4 years ago. When was the big sneeze?
Big sneeze about 4 years ago. Before I met
Yeah,
you.
yeah. So about 4 years ago was when the first one went. Anima was its own system. I remember it being clunky and horrible. Anima. It was confusing. I had five animal, ghost, and dragon pets, and all of them died in the first session, and that was all I could do. And someone else was Puss in Boots and could run at the speed of light and could hear things for
Oh,
20, 30 miles. And so anytime anything happened, they were there. It was awful.
that doesn't
It
sound
was
balanced.
so. No, it's not at all. But that's because it's based on anime, which
Ah,
very famously
not,
has like no bar.
not on putting a
There
pipe
is no like.
inside you.
What?
Not on putting a pipe inside you to clean. It's not what it's based on.
No, no.
Okay.
It's a horrible name. Whoever named that, I want a word.
And that word is stop.
Yes.
Stop writing. Or
Stop
start
writing.
rereading your work.
Yeah. Someone. It's like Dragonbane. Yeah. Just have someone proofread
Have someone
it. Even if
proofread
you do
it.
have to.
Do you remember what
Even if
crits
you have to just...
and what 20s and 1s are called in that, Carl?
Oh God, no, I don't.
You roll a dragon or you roll a demon.
No way.
Yep. You can get Dragonbane dice with a dragon and a demon instead.
Oh, that's kind of funky. Do they
That's
look
kinda
nice?
fun. They look alright, yeah. I like the font that they use for the numbers.
We're gonna have a Google of that now.
Yeah. Oh, I shouldn't. Carl will buy anything that you put in front of him.
No, that's not. No, that's not strictly true.
Yeah, that's fair.
Ooh, is it the green ones?
Yep.
I don't know if I like those.
Yep. They're not
Ooh.
bad.
There'll be a picture up on screen.
Yeah, they're not bad.
They're interesting. They're interesting.
But that's the vibe I had of the whole system. Was like, I get what kind of what you
Yeah.
want.
Here's
Yeah.
kind of what you want, and then a lot of what you don't.
Yeah, no, exactly. But also, it might be someone's dream system. So, who am I to judge?
That's true.
But what else am I here to do? I was put on this planet
But-
to judge.
To judge.
To judge. Still, I don't know. I was stalling Googling dice.
I found them.
Yeah.
If there was anything else, I don't believe there was.
I don't believe there
Is
was.
there anything else? No. All
No.
right. Well, yeah. Thank
is
you
very
very
fun.
much for listening.
Everyone have a nice
been
new happy
hypocrites.
new year.
Yeah. Happy New Year. We'll see you in 2024.
A number that isn't
As
real.
if I got that wrong. It's not real.
It's not real. It's not possible. It's too high. We're not gonna make it. It's not.
Bye.
Bye.